everyone. Welcome back. We're live. Are we? Welcome back to the
Yeah, we are.
rundown.
But your sound
Let's
is
go.
okay. Good. It's fine now. It's fine now.
We're back. We're back. Welcome back to the rundown, guys. Holy moly, this internet. Fingers crossed, everybody. Pray to the heavens that the internet holds up today. Because I tried to play the Hawkeye intro and it didn't even work. You know what we do?
Yeah, it did. You just wanted to draw more attention to it.
Welcome back to the rundown,
Yeah,
the best produced show on the tube, ladies and gentlemen. We're all over this. The Jacket Bros are back in action, back after missing a week for episode 2 and 3 of The Last of Us. A fantastic show that I'm super excited to talk about. I do want to pre-warn everybody today that Anthony is on his villain arc again. And it's about to get heated. That's why I have Tony here with the flamethrowers, heated, ready to combat Anthony and his venom that he'll be spitting today. So join me in the chat and let's take Anthony down a notch or two. Anthony, how you doing, brother? It's been a long time since I've seen you, since yesterday. What's happening?
Yeah, since yesterday. It was a long time. It felt like a long time. And you know that this might be a problem because I know that you've been out partying, drinking, binging, doing coke.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting
No. How dare you, sir? How dare you, sir?
You know how we do.
Look, now I feel bad because William, thank you for being here, sir. William's here. He comes in with a really nice statement. He goes, I find these rundowns conducted by John and Anthony very insightful and extremely
Thanks,
entertaining. And you're telling
Not
people
today.
about their partying.
Not today.
Not today. Sorry, William. Sorry to let you down. Coke Bros. Oh my god. And what are you doing super chatting? Thank you, sir. Some euro for better iron internet. Fingers crossed, guys, the internet holds up. I got the aircon on. So let's see if the computer. I reset it. I did everything. Look, the Matrix is trying to hold us back, Anthony. We're taking over the internet, and the Matrix is holding us down. I contacted Andrew Tate. He let me know the Matrix is after me now, and you, because we wear jackets.
I think that's the problem. I think you nailed it.
I think that's the problem. We're taking over. Oh, everybody, welcome. Thank you for being here. We have our spanner boy in the house, Mr. Offen Studios, who provided most of the slides this time, I think about 99.9%. You'll know the difference when you see mine come up because it's fantastic. We have him here in the house.
Yeah, for episode 3, I'm expecting some screen and Android quality photos, man.
He produced. He came up with the goods. There's one that I particularly like.
Yeah,
we got channel member Mike in the house. What's
Welcome
up, brother?
back.
Thanks for being here. He's snowed in, so he's got nowhere else to go. So he's got nothing else to do but to watch the show today. So stay inside, stay safe, Mike. You're probably not snowed in, but I know it's snowing over there. So, you know. And Butch is back. Hello, guys. I'm at work, but listening. Good. Look, tell whoever it is at work. That's right. Tell them to stay in their lane, do as they're told. You've got listening to do. Thanks for being here, Butch.
And Butch changed his avatar into Loki, understandably so.
Yeah, he's Loki now. Yeah. He loves his Loki, I can tell you. Anthony's going to do a full Loki posing video for you as well, Butch. I think he promised that at the start, just before we started on the stream, so don't worry about that.
Crocodile Loki. Crocodile Loki posing video.
Thanks, William. Yes, just unboxed him yesterday, loving him. Man, I just told Anthony backstage, I'm just still vibing on this figure so much. I haven't watched Iron Man 1 again yet since I unboxed it, but because I was out partying, obviously, yesterday. Like them. But I do really want to watch the movie just to watch him build the suit again and hype me up a little bit more to do some photography. So cannot wait. Oh, look, it's only minus 23 for Mike today. No,
only minus
it's
23.
cold today.
Damn.
Yeah, no problem. We're on the extremes, Mike, because it was 38 degrees here for us. I don't know how to explain that in your guys' terms if you get how hot that is. but that's the type of hot where you can't walk outside with bare feet, or your feet will burn. Your feet just blow up. They just you cease to exist. It's walking the scorch.
Combustible
Like,
feet.
yeah, it's like Tony with his flamethrowers lit up the ground before you as you walked outside of the house. That's how freaking hot it is. Yeah, and humid because we had cloud cover, which was even worse. And I was outside all night, dying, getting my hay fever. So I apologize if I'm all jacked up today because
Yeah, so
I haven't
38
slept.
degrees is like when your water even wants to sweat. That's
Yes.
38 degrees.
My pool evaporated. It's gone. There's no pool. It's done.
Yeah.
It is dead. See, often knows. He knows. That's hot. Yeah,
Yeah.
right up the street. You can cook an egg outside. That's one. It's like those types of days when you see that you put the egg on the carb on it, and it'll cook your egg for you. So
Yeah.
I always worry about my figures when it gets that hot because you got to. If we're not here, we don't have the aircon on, so the house is like just heating up.
Did you have any flaking anytime? I don't think so, right? Or did
I
you
have
have
not,
any
no.
figures? You don't have any figures, maybe? That could
Oh, well, I mean,
flake.
Loki's full of blather.
Yeah,
right.
true,
Loki's
true.
full of blather, but he is new, so there is
He's
that.
new.
But no, so far so good. I don't know why I looked
Yeah,
behind me.
it's
It's not
cool.
like. Yes, but we apologise we weren't here last week. Anthony had to assassinate someone, some billionaire in the Middle East, so
Like
he
I
was
do.
off doing a mission, like he does. But we're back, so I hope you guys are ready to chat episode 2 as well. We're going to just go through episode 2 again. We've got 10 slides for that. We've got 10 slides for episode 3, but the real meat of this argument today is going to be episode 3, because Anthony is a straight up villain and just scoundrel, and he's going to tell us why we shouldn't like it. But it's going to be a great discussion. And who knows? Maybe I didn't like it either, but we'll see.
Maybe I didn't.
Maybe I did. You never know. I'm going to leave it out there in the air so you don't know. So,
Do it.
yes, we hope you're all well. Thanks for being here. Anthony, if we can rewind ourselves back to episode 2, let's get into it because we've got much to talk about,
Oh man,
much
this
to
feels
break
so
down.
long ago.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Look at this, start bombing.
Start bombing. Thank you again.
Press the
Offen.
button.
Look at his
Press the
composites
button.
here. His composites here are fantastic. He's got so we've got in the TV screen there when she's in the. I love how you fit that in there in the TV screen. That's
Yeah.
magic. Often masterful. That would take me about a week to do. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So back to episode 2. I love that they cut back to like Indonesia, being that we heard Indonesia had
Yeah.
something going on in the first episode. Cutting back to this, I thought was a nice touch and just giving us a different perspective. It made it feel more worldwide than just America.
Yeah.
And the acting from her, the lady, the doctor, and this guy even was phenomenal. I thought. What did you think about this intro? Being that it's not in the game, correct?
No, it's not. It's not. Just like the interview wasn't in the game.
Yeah.
I think it kind of told us how disastrous an infection of cordyceps would be. Given that Professor Radna is saying that there's no other solution than to bomb the place, and it kind of seems like she lives in Jakarta as well, and she's accepted her fate
Yeah.
being bombed as well. But she knows
Right.
it's the only solution.
Yeah, right. Crazy. Like I would think, let me get out of there. I would want to get out of there. I don't know about you, but like I want to survive. I want to survive. Like she's just giving in. Basically, we're done.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
That is terrifying. Now let us know in the chat too what you guys thought of this episode because we will rate it before we move on to episode 3.
Yeah, and it was also like a cool look at the cordyceps on a dead corpse because it was still living on and trying to get to the professor. So that was it gave us a sense of what the cordyceps is capable of, even after
Right.
death.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I didn't actually think about that before, that her being dead, it was still living on. So every
Yeah.
time they kill somebody, the cordyceps is still functioning, I'm
Alive.
assuming.
Yeah.
Whether it has a shelf life or not, who knows?
Yeah.
Which makes me think about, if in this story, if they're going to try and let's say that the cure works and stops people from getting sick. What's going to happen there if they can't kill the cordyceps? Is it just they're going to have to live with it, live alongside it? It'd be because whilst it might not be able to affect you, the infected can still kill you.
Yeah.
So you still have to kill all the infected. That's a telling point, actually, that was still alive. Anthony, I think you've just unlocked a key that no one on the internet has thought about.
Yeah, of course.
How do you stop? Of course.
I think everyone.
Guys.
No, I mean, I think everyone on the internet already knew.
no, I was going to say you're pretty confident there.
No.
Often says that general reminded me of Yelena as he kept referring to her by her full name.
Yeah, no. So that was pretty hilarious because I watch about everything on YouTube that has to do with The Last of Us, and it's not her name. People think that Ibu is like her first name, but it's not. It's like how you're gorgeous to a lady that's either older than you, either is your mother, or has better status than you. So that's Ibu. For a male guy, it would have been Pak or Bapak. And people keep saying that her name is Ibu, so that's pretty funny.
Nice. I'm going to start calling you Puck Finger Posing Channel.
Yeah, you can.
I can do that? Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
you can.
Boom, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
There you go. Everybody started addressing Anthony as Puck Anthony. It almost sounds like something else, doesn't it? Puck Anthony. Puck you Anthony. What?
No, that's you. That's your mind coking out still.
We're coking out from bloody Vietnamese coffee and the festival. We went to a festival last night, a Vietnamese festival, guys. I'm not a drug addict. I don't do that. I'm a good boy, but hay fever has taken my soul. So there's that.
Yeah.
Ren's in the house, channel member. What's going on?
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Now Mike's chiming in here. Now Mike is all over this because he's watched this episode about 15 times. So let's see what he's saying. I think she wanted to die as she knew all about the fungus and how there was nothing to kill it. Damn. Yeah, I think you're right, Mike.
I don't know.
That is savage.
But yeah, it would be savage. Yeah.
I think you are right, Mike. And that just sets the doom, the impending doom. Me, having not played the game, especially with episode 3, even with, going back to this, I had no idea what was going on. So for a first-time viewer, I feel like they've done a really good job of showing us the doom ahead of what the world is going to be.
Yeah, and I think it's, like we said before, we're not going to mention the game for the things that haven't happened yet, but I think it's pretty cool to mention the game for things that have happened yet already in the 3 episodes. So I think we're going to do that, especially episode 3. It's going to be a bit different.
Yes. And often says she definitely knew the gravity of the situation. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
What else? Oppa Anthony. There you go.
Yeah, I'm binging Kim's Convenience Store. So it's Oppa there.
Oppa. I like that one. William says it was actually a more logical explanation of Cordyceps growth than the actual game. Yeah.
And more of an explanation also. Yeah.
That is cool. What am I then? I don't know. I'm sure that's an insult.
Iron Logan Senpai.
Damn, you off, man.
Because he's still in training for the photography.
Yeah, okay.
It's good,
Cool.
but it's not Iron Logan level, as we all know.
Okay. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Come on. Jeez, come on. So let's cut to the next bit. So another beautiful composite here by Offen.
Yeah.
We have... I really like the shot of Bella... why am I calling her Bella? Ellie, curled up like that. And that angle, like, innocent-esque. I know they mentioned that on the podcast that week. I'm pretty sure, to signify her innocence in a way.
Yeah,
but
and
the
I
whole
love...
setup.
Yeah.
You go.
I loved how that was contrasted by Joel and Tess. Well, especially Joel looking at her with a gun on her. To see if she had turned in her sleep.
Ready to go. They wouldn't have slept at all.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have slept
That
at
was
all.
so funny.
But I really like that side of that journey of them going out into the city because again, I had no idea what to expect about where the story was going. I just had the idea that they were going cross country, so I knew that they'd be traveling around,
Yeah,
which I really like the idea of. But kicking it off, we're getting to learn a bit more about him, getting to learn that she hasn't turned.
yeah.
It does feel like a long time ago. Damn, since we
It
watched this.
does. It does.
Trying to think back. Makes it a lot harder to really touch on points. I know there was points that I remember where
Yeah,
they
that
started
and the
walking
coke.
and you see the that and the yeah, and the coke, the bombing, the holes in the ground. I remember that was important. So it signified that they were bombing, obviously in America too,
Yeah,
bombing all over, and it
yeah,
didn't make as much of a difference,
yeah. And the cool thing
unfortunately.
um, about when they're walking the city over here is that this is a shot that's well, a lot of the story is literally and dialogues literally from the game, of course, but this shot as
Mm.
well. The two of those towers, with one being decayed, crashing into each other. That's literally taken from the game. So it's if you've played the
Mm.
game, it's a different experience, I think.
Yep.
But it's very cool because it's a long time ago, first one.
Yes. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. That's a class. That's a classic. That's a classic oven. That is a classic. That is a classic. I do love because from the podcast that I've been listening to on it, from a couple of the other guys who I watch who talk about the show who have a little bit more knowledge about the game. It's really cool for me to see that they've been so true to a lot of the game while still being very open to doing different things to expand the story. Because
Yeah,
I think if you are a fan of the IP, to have the game is separate and to have the show, but still have elements that remind you of the game, but still be its own thing, I think is also really cool. And I think
yeah.
um, they're doing that really well so far, from what I've heard, and pleasing a lot of the fans, except you, of course, with episode 3.
Well,
But
episode three, yeah.
except with
Which I hate,
episode
of
3.
course.
Which you hate, of course. Now, we did have a lot more slides for this because we were going to do this episode. So I have condensed it down a bit. So we've got to try and use our memories here to remember back to a lot of this, the conversations that were going, because
Yeah,
I
it's no
felt like
problem.
this is where Ellie was really starting to win over Tess. And you could see Tess was starting to believe, I feel like, um,
Yeah, yeah,
believe in the possibility of of Ellie. Damn it. Having the ability to actually change everything. And they go into the hotel scene. That's the pictures
hmm
I skipped. That was really cool. I thought that looked amazing. I thought there's a little bit of fun in there when Joel stepped into the water. And Ellie's like, I can't swim. And then he looks at her and just steps in and it's waist height.
really.
I thought that was really cool. Building their relationship a little bit, you know? The museum.
Not yet.
Yeah, the museum level. And that was a level in the game, correct?
Yeah,
I think for the
yeah,
guys who've played.
yeah. But this
That
is
is
new. So the connection of all the dead guys with each other, that's new, and it adds an element to the suspense because you can be in the middle of nowhere, but if there's dead
mm,
corpse with still living cordyceps in it, it can be connected to others miles and miles around. So that's a pretty cool add to the story because in the game it was spores that could be
hmm
anywhere, mainly where the other infected ones would be.
hmm
Um, but they decided not doing it because then the characters would have been wearing helmets all of the time, and I think Pedro Pascal thought, I'm wearing a helmet with Mando all of the time, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
Um, so
Well,
they
how do they get
did
around
not
it
do
in
the
the
spores.
game?
They just wore masks when there's spores, and you get
Ah,
infected
okay.
with spores.
Damn. And I feel like this is way more terrifying.
Yeah, it is.
Um, don't you think that they're
Yeah,
connected and you can step on something and alert them? I really thought that was really creative and scared. It would scare the shit out of me.
yeah, and it's
Uh,
more realistic as to how fungus actually works, like mushrooms. Mushrooms are just a little bit on top of the earth. Mycelium is everywhere.
yeah, that's scary. That is scary. AJ's in the house. Channel member AJ, what's up,
Yo,
brother? Thanks for being here. Balling out of control as usual. Thanks
congratulations
for
with your
joining.
mom's birthday, AJ.
Yes, congratulations, sir. And I'm sure you kicked butt last weekend in your tournament. I'm sure. Let us know how you went. Crushed it, I bet.
Crushed it.
Um, crushed it. Hive mind. That's right.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
cool. I like that they took that liberty and did that. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Because the podcast John is
Wood
referring
Wide
to is the
Web.
HBO podcast where Craig Mason and Neil Druckmann are talking about
Yes.
the series. And they explain it's not really a hive mind per se because it's not really sentient like
Yeah.
a hive mind would be. Um, it's more like a consciousness or something.
Mm. Yeah, I loved that, and I love that they explained that. It's
Yeah.
really cool. They use, Tess informing Ellie. It's a way of us learning. We're learning with Ellie.
Yeah.
Um, and let's not forget the frog playing the piano was fire.
It
Yes,
was. It was.
I did not think that was fire. And cool that she got to be a kid. She's still a kid. Getting to see her be a kid in the museum was cool. Right
Yeah.
before all terror breaks loose. But episode 2 for me, I mean, I really loved both episodes. I can't even, episode 1 and 2. I could not fault the level of storytelling in it because when it, like,
Yeah.
all this stuff was really cool. I'm learning about the world we're in. For people that haven't watched it before, you're learning about the world, and then you eventually get to the action, this was sick. I thought this was
Yeah.
really cool. The sound of the clickers. This is where we finally see what they are. Now in the game, right? These are like the lower level. These are the lower level guys.
No, these are more evolved than the stalkers and the runners. These are like the
Okay.
clickers. So, the more the fungus takes over your body, it'll come from out your brain and your eyes. So then you can't see anymore, and then you need like
Mhm.
echolocation to hear.
Yeah.
So in the game, the ones that can actually see, they run at you, and they get killed easily. If you grab them from
Mhm.
behind, you can just kill them with a rear naked
Oh,
choke.
damn.
But these ones you don't. You actually need a shift to kill these, even if you stalk them from behind, which is pretty annoying if you want to kill them because you need to build the shifts from a pair of scissors and some bandages.
That
So if
is
you don't
cool.
have any shivs, you can't kill these. Stealthily, that is. You can kill them with shots and stuff.
Shots.
So
In the game, when
these
you're
are more
shooting,
involved.
does that alert in the
Yeah,
game? Does that
yeah,
alert
yeah.
like others? Damn. So you
Yeah.
do have to be stealth. That is cool.
Yeah, you can choose. So that's the cool part about it. You can choose to kill everyone, but it'll make the game a bit harder.
Mm.
But you're supposed to be a bit more stealthy around these, just like these scenes did, which was very
Yeah.
cool. This copied the
Yeah.
feel of the scenes exactly, and Neil Druckmann and Greg Mason explained that this is where Ellie and Joel are bonding a bit more because they have to rely on each other.
Yeah. Well, actually, just before this, you're right. They have that conversation in the hallway where Tess
Yeah.
goes out in the museum. That
Yeah.
was really cool. I love that she's kind of like that kid that's always asking him questions, and he's that grizzled veteran type character who doesn't really want to answer any questions because he's closed off. And for me, seeing that relationship build
Yeah.
of them talking more, getting a feel for what their dynamic is, because their dynamic's super important for the
Yeah.
show, obviously. And I'm sure to the fans of the game, it's super important too that they have that type of relationship. But this whole sequence was for me super exciting, and seeing what they're like. They almost look like chickens walking around, plucking around like
Like
Don't you think, like-
T-Rexes, fungal T-Rexes.
yeah, fungal T Rexes. I feel like. Before we get into it a bit more, though, let's just address some of these chats because AJ was balling on the weekend, so I got to see what he's saying.
That's nice.
Yes, thank you.
A
did
few
very well.
figures.
Oh, we got enough backs. He's winning money in these tournaments. Damn,
Damn.
hustling, absolutely hustling. Getting another revenue stream there. I like that, AJ.
That's nice.
You like the dude bowling, just balling out, taking people's
dude.
money. The dude. Is that a bowling? Do they bowl in that? I can't remember. It's been a long time. I
Yeah.
feel like they did.
Big Lebowski, yeah.
If you unlock the luggage at reception, I swear you got a lot of good stuff in the game at the hotel. Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
Often also says they're mid-level. Okay, so that's fair enough. The ones, yeah, the mid-level ones.
Yeah, don't spoil things often.
Yeah. Oh, is he trying to spoil things?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. When they're talking on the bridge, yes, that's true. Need to get a PS5 and play this. I looked at a PS5 the other day. I did. I just don't know when I would ever get the time to play. I know that's a lame excuse, but bloody hell.
We could do that. We could just play.
Oh, we could play as we could stream,
digital
play,
rundown.
and talk about the show.
That would be us. Gazelles. We could call it Gazelles playing.
Let's see. When I play video games, I like to play it on the hardest level, but because I'm not that good, it takes me a long time. But I'm like, if I'm just going to play it once, I need to play it full. Let's go. Just go full Rambo. It's AJ says it's just kind of hard to do that with like 12 rounds in a revolver, but that didn't stop me from doing it. Gangster.
Yeah, and with 3 arrows you need to fetch whenever you shoot someone.
Hawkeye can do it.
Hawkeye can do it, yeah. Definitely.
The Hawkeye scene reminded me of Jurassic Park when the raptors are stalking in the kitchen. That actually is fair point, Ren. Yeah, that was cool. I love how it was super close, but it didn't know they were there because they were being quiet. That was really cool. That kind of sets the premise that you can, like, there's more fear when they're close and they can't see, I feel like, because they could be super close to you and you're just like terrified being as quiet as possible. So that's really cool.
Even though he wasn't that quiet, because he was just taking out all the bullets at one time, which kind of means that they cling to each other and then it'll make a shitload of noise, right? I think if you need to be quiet, then you would open the revolver and then you close off all the bullet holes and then just take one at a time, let it drop in your hand. But he didn't do it. He didn't give no fucks given by Joel.
He's Mando, bro. He's Mando, bro.
He's
Mando. Just pull out the Darksaber, slice him up. Jesus, you got
the whistling birds.
AJ, okay, AJ's now the dude. We're anointing you, the dude, AJ. The Empire strikes again. He strikes again.
Welcome back.
Thank you for being here, sir.
No need to apologize. Yeah, just if you're with the rundown crew, you need to be unapologetic.
No apologies. Now this guy needs to apologize. Yeah, look at me. I'm a trainer. This guy needs to apologize. This guy does.
Working beauty.
Channel member in the house. Hello, Wall. Working beauty.
Skarsgård for life.
Hashtag wish you were
at home.
Skarsgård for life. No, Skarsgård for damn US beam. Have a great show, guys.
He means Luthen.
Great. And look at the rest of the season. Yeah. Season 2 confirmed. Hell yeah, SB. Yeah. Thanks for being here, brother. Yeah. Wish you didn't have to work all the time in these shows. You know what? Let me talk to whoever it is that I need to talk to. I'll sort them out for you. You need this time off. You deserve it.
You know, John, whenever you get a line of coke in you, you get like overconfident. Talking to everyone's bosses and stuff.
Yeah, look, I'm top G, okay? I'm top G. I've been down the Andrew Tate rabbit hole. I'm a top G now, okay? I drink black coffee, train 30 minutes a day. I'm taking over the world. Okay, top G. Let me talk to your boss. What's up, everyone? Look,
we need a hawk. We need a Hawkeye here.
Yeah, Hawkeye's here. What's up? You know what we do.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Oh shit! We're never gonna pick up any new.
Yeah.
I just did something to my screen. Oh no, there we go. We're back. Selvig for life. That's better. Thanks,
Selvig, yeah, of course. Sorry.
There you look. He's back. That's better. Okay, I'm late. Suck it up. Love it.
Deal with it.
Deal with it. Like it. Talakan. I like that. I just got Black Panther Wakanda Forever on Blu-ray because I still collect my physical media, guys. So I'm looking forward to watching that later. But we'll probably cry again. So I gotta prepare myself for it.
Probably.
Skarsgård needs to make a cameo in this now too. He should. Man, imagine Luthen and Mando together. Damn, that would be awesome. Last time I was on, you both threatened to fly over and beat my work colleagues up. That's how we do.
That must have been the coke again.
We fly in like this. You know what we do.
That would be hilarious. You know what
That's
we
how
do?
We're flying. We take your boss out. That's what's up. Oh shit, we're getting off the rails. We're getting off the rails. But
And I
that's
don't
what
even
we do.
remember why we needed to beat up your colleagues, but I bet they deserved it. Pretty sure.
Look, I've forgotten already, but they definitely deserved it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They all deserve it. Everybody deserves it. Don't mess with our crew. Don't mess with our crew. That final scene with Rihanna gets me. Yeah, I'm already going through tissues because my nose is like an open tap right now. I don't
Yeah,
need
it's
to
the
be
nose.
using it on the eyeballs as well. Damn. But anything else you want to add on to this action sequence? Otherwise, let's get the ball rolling.
No, let's get the ball rolling.
Let's get the ball rolling. Either way, it was an awesome action scene.
Well, it's actually
to-
where Tess got bitten, right? So that I could
Yes.
add that.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. Actually, you
Yeah.
stole the words right out of my mouth.
I'm sorry.
Um,
I'm sorry.
That's okay. When they're sitting and she's doing up her fixing her ankle. That's a scene we had before that I had to cut. I could tell that was I didn't know. So as a first time watcher, I didn't know that she would be bitten or she might be dying or whatever. But I could tell by how she was acting that something was wrong because Joel was being very negative, and she got real short and sharp with him and shut him down. So as a first time viewer, I knew something was wrong there. Like she was pissed, and I thought maybe she was bitten on the ankle. Was my first
Yeah,
thought.
I didn't know, to be honest. I just thought that this was a start of a different dynamic.
No,
Without
I thought something was wrong
assuming
because
any
she
reason.
seemed really pissed. She seemed really pissed, but I thought it was a bite on the ankle personally,
Yeah.
but it was the neck instead. Yeah, that's it. Often, can't you just take the fucking win?
Yeah.
Uh,
Because I thought this meant that Joel has been like a Debbie Downer for years now, and she was really annoyed by it, and now she was venting, but
yeah,
obviously
well,
not.
because she was starting to believe in Ellie, and then she goes and gets bit. I mean, that would be heartbreaking. And to know. Now, I was trying to remember back. She got bitten on the neck, so she didn't have much time at all, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Getting bitten on the neck gives you what? I thought it was
Few
less
hours.
than. Yeah, see, I thought it was less than that. I thought it was like 15, 20 minutes. When it was like neck or head. I thought neck or
Yeah,
head
it's,
was like.
I think
15,
it's
20 minutes.
below the neck even, so it's between the arm and the neck, I think. But
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was a damn
She didn't
shame.
make it. Spoiler alert,
Yeah.
she didn't make it.
Didn't spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. That look.
There's
and I
no
can't wait to
season
talk
2
about
for Tess.
no season 2. She does come back in episode 3 though, so that was pretty cool.
True.
That was pretty cool. But this moment here, really cool. Looking out over Boston, what was Boston, and this is straight from the video game, right? That's why I kept this picture in here because they did talk about that in the podcast. I thought.
Yeah, there's so much is directly from the video game, so I can't even keep track.
Yeah.
Literally, dialogue is.
That is beautiful, though, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. I love that.
Turn it to the beat
Turn
down.
to the beat down. You know how we do. Often, yes, actually, serious moment. Annie Reshing, crazy. Very, very sad. I didn't know that was her. When I saw her picture, I watched her in 24 when she was 24 with Jack Bauer, so I know her from that.
I love 24.
Man, life is short.
I
I
used to
turn
binge
40
those.
next week, guys. I love 24. I grew up watching 24. Jack Bauer is my guy. I'd have a Jack Bauer figure if I could, actually. Keith Sutherland. I even got his autobiography. Jack Bauer for life.
Jack
Throw
Bauer for
Jack in
life.
there. Jack Bauer. I might get Jack Bauer tattoo. That's it. I'm doing it. Oh man, Jack Bauer was John Wick before John Wick,
He was.
right?
No, he was
How many
Hawkeye.
people did
He was
kill in that
Hawkeye
show?
before John Wick because he also got hurt, right? No, maybe you're
Yeah.
right. Maybe he was John Wick.
Yeah, he killed so many people. I'd love to know his body count over the course of the series.
Yeah.
40 Dory. Yeah,
40 Dory.
40, bro. 40. Jesus Christ. Dang spoiler. I was hoping she'd still come back in season 2. So shocked.
Yeah, you don't want her to come back
Mike.
in season 2. Trust me.
Mike's trying to make me feel better. 40, you're a young pup.
Yeah, that's so sweet. That's so sweet.
Thanks, Mike. I don't even know how old
Our
you are,
age level.
Anthony. You're like an enigma. I don't even know how old you are, Anthony. You're
Yeah,
like a
45. Yeah,
45.
45.
You seem like a chirpy 35-year-old. So it's good.
Yeah, in spirit I am. In spirit I am.
Yes. I think in spirit we're all 16, 18,
I think so. If not lower. With our
if not low.
dolls. Yeah.
It's true. How dare you? How dare you? Iron Age Logan. I do love that. That's cool. Empire. I like that actually. That's got a nice ring
Yeah,
to it.
you were Iron Age Logan yesterday, right? With the USB-C.
Oh, freaking hell.
Or was it Stone Age
Damn.
Logan? No, it was Iron
Damn.
Age Logan.
Damn technology.
Yeah.
These freaking kids. I don't know. This scene, I kept this in here because I thought this just looked really cool. It just shows you,
Yeah.
it shows you that the Earth is taking over, and the trees. This is the happening basically. The trees are taking over. Earth is kicking us out. Is this like an underlying story of how we've treated Earth, and Earth is going to come back and just take us all out for destroying the planet? Is this a James Cameron film? What is happening?
Maybe. Awa Strikes Back.
This is Awa Strikes Back. I'll connect you, all right? Those things that the cordyceps, they're the connectors. They're their tail connectors. This is it. Spoiler alert.
I
This
think
is
you're
what
onto something,
Avatar
John.
7's going to be. This is
I
literally
think
it.
you're onto something. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Did you say I pre-saw something? You know what we do. I thought that was well timed. There you go.
It was.
Back it on. There you go. But yeah, look, the Earth is definitely winning back the planet, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, in essence of time, we've only got a couple slides left of this one. Oh, I completely skipped slide 11. I knew I would do that when they crossed that. That was cool. This bit was scary for me. I don't think I would have been able to cross that bridge. I'm scared of heights, guys, so I probably would have died on that other rooftop.
Yeah, so I
in
want
fear
to
of
touch on
walking over
this.
that bridge.
Yeah, I want to touch on this before when we were talking about Ellie, but I think they're going to deviate a bit from the game when it comes to Ellie's background because, like they said, she was put into military school, and I think she's going to be more badass than in the game, which is why I think that Bella Ramsey fits so well in the role of Ellie. But in the game, Ellie was a lot more adorable. And Bella Ramsey's Ellie clearly isn't that adorable. So I think she's going to be more competitive or more capable than everyone thinks. And this
I
kind
think
of
so.
preludes it, I think, because she's not afraid to walk over here.
Not afraid at all. And in episode 3, you see a sadistic side.
Yeah.
Legit. She's a little sadistic, and
Yeah.
and the look she gave when Joel was beating the crap out of the security guard in episode 1 now makes a little. Now looking back on that, she looked a little sadistic there too, with how excited she was about him. You know, we put that down to him. She was happy that he was defending her, but now she's definitely showing these little underlying traits of being okay with violence, always wanting a gun, always wanting a knife, or she's got the knife, wanting the gun all the time.
Yeah.
What she does, yeah, I quite like it. Very cool. And yes, often that was scary. This is wood. I would fall. That's how much of a gazelle I am. My legs would shake and I would tumble and fall to my death.
Yeah.
Probably
Especially with
better than
everything being deteriorated and all.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I think
walking
so.
across these kind of beams is like it comes back a lot in the game, with you carrying
Does
these
it?
beams and then throwing it on the ledge and walking
Oh
over.
shit. William says we are all becoming vegetarians or vegetables. That sounds about right.
That's like die like a hero or see yourself become the villain or something like that. It's like
Yeah.
this: be a vegetarian or see yourself become a vegetable.
Often is asking, have you played Left Behind?
Yeah, no, not yet. So after the series, I think I will, and then I'll play because I haven't played Last of Us 2 either yet. Yeah, well, I did the beginning and then I stopped. I don't know why though. But I still need to play 2, and I still need
Yep.
to play Left Behind. I do know where they are and who they is, and that's kind of it. So I still need to do it.
Nice. Okay. Often
But-
says can't beat Ashley Johnson.
Yeah.
She's the voice, right, of
But to be honest,
Ellie.
I think Bella Ramsey fits 1 and 2 very well. Um,
Mm.
yeah.
It's probably a byproduct of being raised in this environment, says AJ. Yeah,
Could
I would
be.
say so.
Could be. But
And I
she's
think
never
that,
been
I mean,
outside. Or not a
yeah,
lot. Not the same, not a lot.
yeah, definitely. Die hero live long enough to see himself turn into a mushroom. Joel should join Joe and Anthony on the beatdown. He
Yeah, we
should.
know what he's capable of. So,
We definitely know what he's capable of.
yeah.
AJ says I'm playing the second
Oh,
one
that's
right now.
nice. That's nice.
Ballin'. Nice, AJ.
I hope you don't mean right now, because you need like 100% attention to follow us.
Yeah, well, he's that good, man. He's in there. He's already told you he's in
True.
there busting caps,
True.
taking people out. So
You can
ain't no
multitask
thing.
it. To be honest, you only need like 10% brain capacity to follow the rundown.
Wait, which one
Give
am
or
I
take,
using? Which
give or
one's
take.
which one's the proper picture?
Man, what's that again?
So this is a beautiful composite.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When they come in, so this is when they get to where they think they're taking it to get the truck battery, the other truck battery. They don't have a lot of luck with truck batteries.
No, they don't.
So they get here, and then I'll just flick back to this because I went back and took this. Yeah, obviously this is the best picture out of all of them because this is the one that I
Of
took.
course, of
Just
course.
saying.
It's Senpai's
Um,
picture.
Yeah, right. This is Senpai's picture.
Yeah.
So I wanted to put this in here because in the podcast they did talk a lot about how Pedro, his reaction. Because in the show when I watched it real time, I did
Mhm.
notice this because I am Hawkeye and that's how I roll.
Wait, your sound is weird again.
No, let me just fix it. You know what we do.
You know what we do?
Is that better?
Yeah.
But his reaction, stepping back, still shows the fear. As much as he apparently loves her, he's
Yeah.
still scared of her in that moment. I thought that was really cool. And the fact that they
Yeah, it was.
delved into that and talked about that, him not having played the game, right? Because he wasn't allowed to play the game
Yeah,
or told
yeah.
not to play the game. So I think that's really cool. That's really cool that his natural reaction was that,
Yeah.
even without playing the game. So I really like that sequence. He's not actively playing right now. Okay.
Cool.
The rundown, Last of Us 2. Last of Us Part 2. That'd be cool. Hey, there's a lot of people who do play video games and stream. There's a lot of that.
Yeah, and if you do,
where are
like
we?
I said, don't be apologetic. Just be unapologetic
Yeah.
when you're at the rundown crew.
Just do
Just
it.
play the game.
Just do it.
Play the game, eat pizza, listen to the rundown. It's fine. In your underwear.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah.
In your underwear. That's what we do. She played too much Mortal Kombat. Now she wants to kill everything. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
probably.
Yeah. How does she know Mortal Kombat? Come on, please.
Yeah,
Um,
well,
very-
that's
Pretty cool
the
that she does
prequel.
the prequel.
And it wasn't originally
Okay,
Mortal
okay,
Kombat, but
okay.
it's the same license.
Okay. Okay. So yes, very cool when he shoots the zombie, whatever you want to call him, the runner, whatever it is. Powers up PS5 now, and you will find out.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Damn you,
We need a shirt. We need a shirt with "You Will Find Out."
Damn you guys! This bit was heartbreaking. This bit for me definitely sold the episode. When she sacrifices herself. Now, I wanted to ask you guys because I know in the game she goes a different way from listening to the podcast. Obviously,
Yeah.
I like this way. Being
Yeah,
this is
it's
the only
better.
way I've seen. I like this way. This way for me, and this moment was terrifying. Terrifying. The fact that when they bust
Terrifying?
into the terrifying. Imagine standing there, all these freaking savages run in and they stop and stare at you. When they're out of focus, I love stuff that's out of focus. I find it more scary. And the fact that he just comes over and the kiss, whatever you want to call it, I thought was so well done. and terrifying, and what a way for her to go, and just shows how much of a hero she was. Still, at the end, to light the lighter and just take herself out and take all them with her. I thought it was just poetic, epic. What a way to go! If you're going to go out, that's Tony Stark way of going out. She snapped.
Yeah, well, okay, so I think all these guys coming in is a better way to end than the game was, because in the game Fedra chased them all the way down, and the showrunners explained that Fedra really had no business going all the way to find these guys. It all in the outskirts. It would make sense that they would prevent people going in or going out, but once you're out, it would make no sense for them to be that far out. Fedra was. So they decided on this way, and it was, I think it was a cooler way to do it, and that really shows the love that Greg Mason as a showrunner had for The Last of Us, because he came in as a fan, wanting to write a screenplay for it, and they don't deviate from the game a lot, but when they do, it's usually for the better. So this is the way to do adaptations. Just include the people who love it and the people who made it originally from the game. And as to this, they were pouring all of the gasoline on the floor, and there were like a dozen grenades coming out. And I thought, if you're going to blow stuff up, just take a grenade. Just don't rely on your lighter. That was a bit dumb for me.
That's true. Don't bring logic. You know we're not about logic here, okay?
Yeah, and the kiss. I would have pushed them off and still tried to use the lighter, I guess. Because why not?
Yeah, well, I thought in that moment that was her body like starting to like the quadriceps taking over. Maybe
it kind of
she was
was.
turning.
It kind of was.
And the flick was like the last bit of her humanity. Like, you want to go real deep on it. That's what they said, right? So,
but I didn't.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I would have loved a grenade.
Well, you're a freaking villain. That's why you don't cry in movies. So you're a bad guy.
So there you go.
So there you go.
So bad guy.
we need a video, Lakagi. I need you, brother. I need you on this. We need a video of Anthony that I can bring up when he turns villain, and him doing something like some word that he says about not crying, or his tear duct nearly itching, or something like that I can bring up and use as a clip when he's being villainous on the show.
Yeah, so John, I really wished that you would have informed the guys inventing the MRI machine, because when they were about to invent it and invest all that money, they could have said, no, we have Hawkeye. Hawkeye knows these things. He can diagnose people from the outside. Just call Hawkeye. He doesn't cry. He's a villain. Exactly right. Check. Next.
I think that's great. It could work. In my mind, in my mind, I can do that stuff.
I think it works.
Yeah, I think it works. Ren, stop trying to make us cry. Okay?
Make you cry.
At least us, not Anthony. Hashtag villain arc coming.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to the end of the episode, guys. While I upload the slides, let's give it a rating. So, out of 5 fungi, I think we're still rocking. Where is it? Rating out of 5 fungi. What do you guys give an episode 2? Rating out of fungi. I'm giving episode 2 5 out of 5 because I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, for me, this one also is hard to rate because The Last of Us is such a well done series. It would be weird to rate it anything below 4, 4.5. It definitely does. What?
He definitely doesn't brush twice a day. I
don't think so.
Zombie.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Zombie. I don't think so.
I think you're right.
That's your video game brain coming.
Yeah, well, the video game switches on, especially. I don't know if it was in episode 2 or 3, but they show the shelves and they show the school lockers, and
Mhm.
And whenever you see those shelves and school lockers, your brain automatically goes to find stuff, find stuff, find stuff. Because that's
Mm.
where you find all the things to build the ships and the medical bags and whatever. So it's cool that they did a shot of that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. I had no idea. Uh, I love that it's the lighter from Uncharted.
Mm,
I was playing
cool.
one of the
Was
Uncharted
it?
games. I love that. I don't know if maybe he's just being funny. Don't mess with us often. Um, Uncharted 4. I was playing Uncharted 4. I love that game. Door to door MRI salesman. Hey, look, and
No,
I am a
he's not
salesman
an
by trade.
MRI.
I can do it.
Yeah, he's like a door-to-door MRI replacement. Ding dong. Hello, ma'am. You're a villain. Bye.
But I can say it. Give me all your money. No, you're a villain. Offense 5 out of 5. Ibu,
Oh, he's dropping the Ibu,
Ratners. Ratners.
which is weird, but okay.
Ibu.
He's doing it on purpose. just to
Five
mess
fun
with
guy
me.
for me. Nice.
Yeah,
Oh, these guys. Look at these coming in with the mushrooms. 5 out of
yeah.
5 for Empire Strikes Again. Love it. 5 out of 5 for Mike. Woo! What an episode. 5 out of 5.
Contaminated
Contaminated
pancakes.
pancakes. Renz is never going to eat pancakes again. He's already done it. He's living in fear.
Or fungi.
I think, or fungi. All right, let
Oh
me
yeah,
add these
fun
other
story.
slides.
My dad is into food stuff, and he has like this
Yeah.
supplement, and it really sounded like fungus, and I think it kind of is.
Oh, Jesus.
So he asked me if I wanted to take it, and I said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm watching the world be taken over by fungus.
Yeah.
Not doing
No
that."
thanks. Well,
Yeah,
you
I'm good.
mentioned to me that I went and did some research after that. You mentioned to me that there's athletes already taking quadriceps in
Yeah,
supplements.
yeah, yeah.
And then I saw Joe Rogan talking to somebody about taking quadriceps in supplements, and I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, like I'd be too
Imagine them
scared.
being able to adapt.
No,
Yeah.
man, no, thank you, Jesus, no, thank you very much. All right, we're nearly at episode. I've nearly got them all up. Anthony's favorite episode. I can't wait to hear how much you loved this episode, Anthony.
Which
I know
one?
you're going to tell
3?
us all about it. Episode
Yeah,
3. Um,
I think they shouldn't have made 3, but that's my humble opinion.
Here we go. Chat, you're going to have to let us know how you thought about this show. You're going to let us know this episode. Because I really want to unpack. I want to know. We haven't talked about this, guys. Me and Anthony have not talked about why he doesn't like it. So I want to know why.
Yeah,
Anthony,
so
would you like to kick off?
yeah, so we're done with
Got the slides
episode 2,
ready
right?
to
So
go.
episode 3
Episode 2.
was arguably one of the best episodes in any series done ever, which is also why I have a huge problem with it. Because when I was out watching it, I really loved the episode. It was a lot different than the time we shared with Bill in the game, because the time that you're playing with Bill is the most hectic part of the game, I think. And for me, at least, it was the most intense parts of the game. Multiple parts of the game were with Bill. And you didn't get to see any Frank. Well, you did get to see Frank, but just hanging from the ceiling and him dropping down. That's Frank's part. He didn't have any lines. He did have a cool letter, though. But so it was very well done. So I really loved it up until the end, and then I started thinking that they really romanticized the idea of two people committing suicide, with one of both committing suicide because the other had ALS or was dying and wanted to commit suicide. And I
Yeah,
think
because they didn't really touch
that's
on what it was. Hey.
yeah, but they kind of did in look. It would be a neurodegenerative disease, so it's probably ALS. But the amount of people that already struggle with suicidal thoughts or not wanting to be here anymore, it's a pretty huge number of people. And if you
Yeah.
take into account that there's like 6 million people watching The Last of Us that Sunday, And if you listen to this, you might think it's a reach to make this a big problem, but they really made the suicide pact like the most romantic thing ever. And suicide is like it. Some years it's the number one cause of death in America. Sometimes it's number two, depending on your age.
And it's mostly men, right?
Yeah, there are a couple of factors, but I'm pretty sure. Look, if you think this is a reach, I can make the numbers like ridiculously low, and it'll still be too much for me. Look, 6 million people watching this. Let's say that not even 1%, but just a tenth of those people, of a percent of people, are struggling with suicide, and of those people, not even 1%, but a tenth of those are nudged into making plans about suicide, or those with plans are nudged into actually committing like suicide with someone else, or making a suicide pact. That would be like, if you take like a tenth of a percent and then a tenth of that percent, that would be 6 people committing suicide, or being nudged into it because of this episode. And that's 6 people too much for me. And and the numbers are a lot higher than that. So
Yeah. Wow.
so that's why I think it's the most beautiful episode ever done, and just for entertainment purposes, I love it. But the effect it will have, I don't think you can make content like this and romanticize it.
Romanticizing it.
Yeah, they could have done the exact same thing with the love story between the two, and Bill just becoming paranoid and bitter and living on and being a dick about it. I would have loved that better.
Wow. Okay, I haven't read anybody's chats because I was actually just zoned in on you talking then. Legit. I did not... See... Okay, I was going to come at it from another angle, and I will still come at it from that other angle, but I did not think about your angle, and that is very true. I did not think about that. Guys, I want to go back to, just to lighten the mood for a second. Mike says, do you think they could eat the infected? I mean, they're mushrooms now. They could fry them up with some onions.
I think so.
Thanks, Mike.
I think it has a high protein count.
Yeah, that brings us back for a second.
Yeah.
Now, I did not think about it like that. Holy crap. I was looking at it at the angle of the end part, again, not having played the game. I wasn't thinking about the end as much. It's so funny that you say that, because I really wasn't thinking about it like that at all. I was thinking at it the whole time. I thought about this episode of them winning. They won in the post-apocalyptic world. They got to have a life together. They got to have love, and they got to live a full life pretty much until their olden days. In the realm of the world of the show and the entertainment, I think they had a winning life, and went out on their own terms.
Yeah.
But I didn't think about it in the essence of how it would affect real people seeing it romanticized like that. Damn, you've got me thinking now.
Yeah, and it wouldn't affect a lot of people, but too many for my taste. Because it would only affect people that already struggle with suicidal thoughts, mental illnesses, struggling in life.
Yeah.
But even if it's a nudge towards thinking more about suicide or actually committing suicide, let's say it's 6 people. It's 6 people too much for me. Too many. Sorry.
And then comes the argument of, should art, because I don't. That's a tough one. I personally don't think art should be restricted from telling stories in fear of encouraging people to do things, but I do understand that it does regardless of whether they want to or not. Let's see what some guys are saying. Cause...
Like I said, I really loved the episode as an entertainment piece, and I think it's one of the most well done episodes of any series I've ever seen. But I don't think me having some form of entertainment should run the risk of other people being nudged into committing suicide with their partner.
Interesting. I think we're gonna have to unpack this. Let's see what we've got. A Nox Arden in the chat. Thanks for being here. I don't think I've seen you here before. Thanks for being here.
No,
I went to
welcome.
episode 3 expecting clickers, murder, and action, yet I left emotionally damaged, crying over strawberries. I'm not okay. Damn.
Yeah,
Oh, well, I know
it
you've
was
got another
really
chat here, so
different
let's
than the
get to it.
game. Yeah.
Often says, I wanted the action. I wanted all the action missed with Bill in the game and the interaction with Bill and Ellie, so didn't like it at the start.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
parts with Bill, even before meeting Bill, when meeting Bill, and when running with Bill, those are the most intensive parts of the game, with also things being introduced in the game. So I was kind of expecting that. Yeah.
Often also says, but after a rewatch, it's really good and just my expectations, not what I actually watched. Yeah, it was. Well, I didn't know what to expect, so I didn't know what the hell was going on. That's not a new thing, though, is it? Romeo and Juliet, etc.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if it's a new thing, and it's pretty important because people who don't struggle with mental illness really need to know that it doesn't apply to them. So not having a mental illness, you really can't judge the effect this can have on people. I'm not saying it would make people more depressed, but it romanticizes a suicide pact way too much, because, like you said, the story now is that they win because they had a good life, but also that it's like the most romantic thing ever to have a suicide pact or to commit it together. And
But
I've
see, it wasn't
seen,
really a pact, right?
no,
'Cause
it's not a pact, but
he
they
didn't know he was going to
that's
do it.
how it works. But that's how it works in real life. And I've seen the effects that Netflix or series have had on people, and that's just not good for entertainment. So no, I'm not for censoring stuff, but you don't have to go about it this way.
Yeah, because I agree. I don't agree on censoring stories for how other people might react. Because there has to be some accountability. I'm always of that belief. But when it comes to mental illness, I know nothing, so I don't really know enough to weigh in on that. AJ says you can see both sides. It's a fair point. Let's get back to Knox. So yeah, as someone who is disabled and struggled with suicidal thoughts, I can see how it can upset other people. I think as long as people know this is a special case, apocalypse with no doctors, then it's okay. In the
Yeah, I think it
theme of
can.
the show, sorry, you go ahead.
Yeah, I think it can upset people, but I'm more concerned with people thinking that it's the most romantic thing to do with your partner who is about to commit suicide.
Yeah,
It's kind of
'cause-
glorifying going together.
damn. What do we got here? If my internet will work. Often, damn, that went deep. While I appreciate the sentiment, could we then say the show is glorifying killing?
Do you think it does? I don't think it does.
Because I don't really want to kill. It's more survival.
Yeah, I don't
Am
think
I the
it
villain in this
glorifies
arc?
killing.
I think you're the villain often. You're the villain in this.
You've
hero.
always been the villain often.
Lovers killing themselves has been written about for centuries, says Mike. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we agree that
it has been, but if you put it into pop culture again, it just drives a whole other generation into this as well. And I'm not just making this up. This is just what the influence of series at the moment is.
Yeah. Ben says hashtag deep down.
Deep
It's not the
down.
rundown anymore. It's the deep down. It's the deep down. Nice. Those strawberries looked super red too. Those strawberries were good. I haven't even brought any pictures up yet. I think we've pretty much covered the whole episode. Should there have been placed warnings at the beginning of the show? Maybe.
Yeah, that could
could have been.
that could be good. At least I don't know if it would have worked, but I think it would be appropriate.
Yeah, like
Because
this
it's-
episode. But then
I think it's
gives away what's going to happen too at the
true.
end
True.
if you do that. You know what I mean? So Mike says mental illness is something I suffer with daily, and for me personally, a TV show would trigger me to do.
I think
So you
he
say a
wants
TV
to
show
say
could
would
trigger
not.
you,
I think
would not trigger me to do that?
no, and I'm saying it's not.
Mm.
In my example, let's say that a tenth of the percent of the people struggle with suicidal thoughts,
Mm.
and of those people, a tenth would be nudged into the direction of it. That's not reaching. Like a tenth of a
Mm.
percent, and of that group, a tenth of a percent, and that would mean 6 people.
Mm. Mm.
And in reality, it's a lot more.
Yeah. Damn. It is good
Yeah, we
that
got
we
that.
haven't. I did. Annie, you're going deep on us, bro. You're going deep on us, bro. I did not expect that. It's good we have these discussions for sure. I do love these discussions. They're important. I have a brother who committed suicide, so I definitely have lived with that in my life.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's pretty hectic. It's pretty hectic. Would not yet. Don't scare me, Mike.
Yeah, we got
We'll
that.
come
We
for
got
you
that.
too. I know you're in Canada. I will come for you. I will come for you. I have a particular
I
set
have
of
a
skills,
very
Mike, and I will come
specific
for you.
skill set.
I will, I will come for you and annoy you to the ends of the earth. That's what I do. Annoying is my superpower. What's Ren saying? I think it would give the viewers somehow a spoiler on, if they die, if they
Yeah,
warn you in
yeah,
the intro.
true. And sometimes
Yeah,
they
true.
say when people struggle with mental illness, don't watch this. I don't think it really helps. Maybe you'd even be more inclined to watch it. I don't know. I don't know what the effect on that would
Yeah,
be.
you would be.
It would be appropriate to
I
do
don't
it
think
though.
they thought. I don't think they thought about that at all. Because even listening to the podcast, they were really talking about the romanticizing of their relationship, exploring their relationship in their life in this apocalyptic world. Because a lot of the people that were talking about it was, you know, they got to have a full life in this apocalyptic world. So they
Yeah,
truly are looking at it from that angle, not thinking about how it could affect. And that's a tough line because I have to say, Anthony, I'm kind of on the side of, I know this might sound, this could be very ignorant of me, but I'm a big believer in personal accountability. And if you're like using the excuse of something triggering you, it doesn't vibe with me a
no, it
lot
doesn't
in
work like
life.
that. It really doesn't work like that, and it really is kind of ignorant.
Mm.
And you're blessed that you're able to be ignorant when it comes to that. But
Mm.
um, it's what I do. So
That's what you do.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what you do. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I
Yeah.
see what happens when stuff like this happens
Mm.
from up close. And it's not only suicide; it's also like sadistic games or
Mm.
auto mutilation games or whatever.
Mm.
Everything that becomes mainstream or pop culture just has
Mm.
a big impact on people.
Yeah. Damn. Well, let's start making our way through it. So
Yeah,
the start, look, and I had no idea this is where the episode was going to go, like because it obviously starts here, Joel missing Tess,
yeah.
which I thought was a nice, sad little moment. Um, is this in line with the game? Like, did they have much, like in the game? Then being that a lot of this episode isn't even in the game. Um, What's Mike saying? I just saw Mike's. Was there 3? Who was the other one? Who was the other one in this
Frank,
episode?
there was Frank in the game, at least,
Frank in the
and
game. Who
Bill,
was the other one?
and Bill, Frank, Bill, and I don't know anymore.
Mm.
Who's the third?
Was there Mike? Who was the third one? Tell us. But it starts off with their journey after Tess. And really, Joel is just kind of very stoic in this episode. Like, we haven't really... The start of this episode was really all we saw him grieving. Really. It's the only type of grieving that we saw, I thought. Which moves them onto here. Because he doesn't really say much, does he?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't really... Tess. Well, that was at the end of last episode.
That was two. That was
Mike.
two.
Yeah, that was episode 2. And that was, I guess, I didn't even know how to unpack that. A bit different because she was about to get eating
Yeah.
up. She did it to save more so.
And I think the
Sacrifice.
cordyceps was already taking over. That's what I thought when I was watching it. But the podcast
Mm,
kind of said that she was giving up.
yeah.
So
That's true. Knox says, I think the two teens, I think if it were two teens doing a suicide pact, that'd be more harmful. I think, yeah, definitely that'd be harmful if they were showing teens doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Okay.
then we get to this spot. So I'm assuming this bit's in the game, right? Where you're going to get supplies, you walk along the road. This is where we see the little bit of the sadistic side of
Yeah, this is
Ellie
not in
come
the game.
through.
Getting supplies is in the game constantly, because you're
Mhm.
always on low supplies and you always need more. So every time you see like a room, you just go in there
Uh,
and just search everything.
mhm. Okay. And Empire Strikes Again says, I thought it was the next phase of the infection. I think I must have missed a chat. Sorry, guys. Now, often says here that Joel gets caught up in Bill's trap and Ellie has to try and free him while
Yeah,
upside
so that's
down.
the
That's in the
that's
game.
one of the hectic parts I was talking about in the game, even before you
Mm.
find Bill, because you're hanging upside down. I think you get unlimited ammo, but you got this slow ass revolver, and then you need to shoot the runners off of Ellie.
Damn.
Trying not to hit Ellie, of course,
That's,
and
so
that was hectic.
getting caught in the trap, which that would kind of contradict how he knew them, what we see in this episode too, right? Because he would know where all the traps are from having seen.
No, he didn't. You don't know where all the traps, because in the game Bill had the whole city trapped, not just
Uh,
not just the house. He was getting all
okay.
over. Yeah.
Damn. Where are we? This bit is what threw me. When they see the plane and they see the skeletons with the clothes, and then it cuts to the woman holding the baby.
Yeah.
Holy moly, that was well done. I didn't know what was going on there. Um, and then from here, it kind of took a turn, obviously, into what we've just started talking about, which I'm sure we'll
Man,
unpack more. Look at that.
this is
How
almost
cool is that?
senpai grade.
Yeah, this is pretty damn good.
Yeah,
The whole
it's
thing,
great.
building the tent, so resourceful. I would definitely be dead. I am not that resourceful. I would not be. I
No, I mean
wouldn't have built the tent.
the shot. The shot is pretty cool. Even with a cutout for Bill's hair.
Yeah. How
This is
you do
cool.
it, I don't know
This is
often.
cool.
I don't know how to do it. But it shows him building the town, getting himself set up. And what an interesting choice for the character, this actor, um, being that he's more of a comedic actor.
Yeah, but he looks exactly like Bill. So that's
That's crazy.
yeah. So it makes a lot of sense.
That's crazy. I quite enjoyed seeing him do, like, seeing the process of setting himself up because it makes the world feel more. It made to me, made this world feel more deserted.
Yeah,
The fact that
yeah.
he was able to do all this and there wasn't so much terror running around. Is that what it's like in the game? There's a lot of just nothingness out there. It's very. Um, they feel alone. They feel alone most of the time.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say nothingness, because there's always like a threat that there's something coming, something
Hmm.
lurking. Um, yeah, I'm always glad when there's nothing, to be honest.
Yeah, like because they felt very alone, very contained in their world, able to live a normal life, which I thought was quite interesting. Often you're right. Yeah, Murray is. I think his name's Murray.
Yeah, yeah,
Frank. He's an Aussie actor. Yeah, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. No, he's good. He's a good actor. Um, and these guys and Mandalorian. What was he a bartender? The original Bill was the bartender in Deadwood.
I didn't
Do you
see
mean the
Deadwood.
voice actor?
Yeah, I
Do you
think
mean
so,
the
but
voice
I
actor?
didn't see.
And
I don't.
Mandalorian. What?
Hmm,
Really?
cool.
Uh, there really was a lot to unpack in this episode. Yeah, AJ, and we're not even finished. We're just getting up to all
Yeah,
these
yeah.
moments that we're talking about. Um, but the intro to the episode does not really prepare you for what's to come when he
No,
finds
no.
him. Again, watching this the first time, I did not know that they'd become in a relationship. I had no. This whole time, I'm just thinking, there's this random guy that's popped in. I thought they were going to be best friends. I thought they were going to be Jacob Bros. In turn, they they were not. They were not Jacob
Yeah,
Bros.
and in
They
the
became
game, it's
something
just
more.
really only hinted at a bit, because you don't. you don't get to see Frank in the game. You only see him hanging from a rope after he's escaped from Bill.
Hmm.
And they kind of hint at the fact that Frank was important to Bill, but he calls him his partner. But it's not.
Hmm.
It it doesn't sound like partner. It doesn't sound like a regular partner. So it's kind of hinted that Frank's really important to him. But
Mm.
the only lines you get from Frank is like a note that you find. Um,
Mm.
um, after you're done with the part from Bill. And the note says, Bill, I know you'll probably won't read the note because you're a coward and you don't dare to come this far out of town.
Mm.
But I hate you. that's that's the only thing you get from Frank. So it's way different
Very,
than the game.
way different. Okay, guys. So for you guys that have played the game, what made you guys? What do you think made them go down this route and really delve into the relationship and show? Because from my understanding, they did that in this episode because the whole show's theme is about love.
Yeah,
Joel's love for his daughter, Joel's love for Ellie, Ellie's love for him, and then these guys. This whole episode was basically about a loving relationship and living in a post-apocalyptic world together.
yeah,
And like we mentioned, they got to live a full life where so many people haven't. And the things like the strawberries, which I do have a slide of. I just brought this one up because this is very Skeen Andor-ish type of screenshot here by Often because he's
mhm,
composited Frank in there. You made him look really small, which looks very different. But good photo there.
yeah,
Um, Frank steals the battery in the game. Oh, does he?
yeah.
Steals his battery. There you go. What are you saying here? Troy Baker, Ashley Johnson, etc. Aren't just voice actors, but actually do acting and motion capture. Yeah, cool. That's cool. What's he saying here? We eat Brown. He's in the bar when we see Cobb Vanth. Oh
Oh,
wow,
cool.
Cobb
Didn't
Brown.
know.
There you go. Damn, Easter eggs, bro. Easter eggs. The Kagi even says this
I think
episode
he's
was a roller
competing
coaster
for
of
the title
emotions.
of Hawkeye.
Really?
I think he is.
How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you? There's only one true Hawk.
You know what we do.
You know what we do.
There's only one true
Oh,
Hawkeye.
it's so
Uh,
epic. It's so
and
epic. Look at
and
it.
one true Hawk boy. Renz is Hawk boy. Renz, don't let him talk about us like that. Take him out in the chat. Take him
Check
out,
him out.
Renz. Sick him on you. Get him, Renz. Burn him. Um, now, in this moment, when he put his hand on his shoulder, I was like, "Oh, okay. This is going to be different than what I thought. This is how much of an idiot I am." When he put his hand
Yeah.
on his shoulder, I'm like, "Oh, they are in a relationship. Okay, now I see. Now I understand." So I did not know that literally until this point. Um, Joel in the show has it on
He
easy mode.
does. He does.
But things do. You have
Yeah,
to
he's
fight a lot of.
no shortage of supplies. Look, in the game, in the part with Bill, sometimes you actually think, is this supposed to be doable? Am I supposed to fight these things or run? Or what the hell is that? Am I supposed to do here?
Yes, Renz is coming for you. He's coming for you. Right, take a shower.
Yeah, you
Bloody
need a
hell.
shower.
Ah! Get him, Renz. Get him. Take him
It's a
out.
hawk attack. It's an eagly attack.
Yeah, eagerly nice. Oh, I should call Renz. We should change you to eagerly from instead of Hawkboy. You should graduate from Hawkboy to eagerly. Eagerly sounds so much better.
Like he's a sidekick.
um, again, for the essence of time,
Yeah.
you see there. I thought the moments of their relationship and their relationship building was done perfectly. I think we can all agree seeing the timeline of their story
Yeah. Yeah.
was really well done. They showed fantastic parts of them falling in love, fighting, meeting these guys, which ties them into the story, which made more sense to me. Seeing these parts,
Yeah, and
where
it's a
he
much
becomes
more
Ted.
rounded character than it was in the game, of course, because in the game he's just a paranoid prepper.
Yeah,
And he's bitter, but he has some humor with Joel, kind of.
Yeah.
But here you see his loving kind and his vulnerable kind.
yeah. I think what I really liked is that Bill and Joel are the protectors, and
Yeah.
Frank is more the artistic, lovable, wanting to bring people in, wanting to do up the town. All those parts really showed that, people like Bill need a Frank in a way. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's the yin and yang essentially. And I really like that dynamic of their relationship. I love that they showed that Joel is essentially just like Bill, and Bill is just like Joel in the sense that their job is to protect. And at the end, when Joel hears the letter about him protecting Tess, that I felt really was quite painful for Joel to hear, because he failed Tess, which I know they talk about that, which I thought
Yeah.
was really
Yeah.
interesting.
And what I really did like is that Bill doesn't trust anyone and doesn't like anyone, but he recognizes Joel, his function as a kindred spirit, as a protector as well. So he sees the world differently, and he thinks and or understands that Joel sees the world kind of the same way, not really, but kind of the same way. So to Bill, Joel is the only one who actually understands the world. So
Yeah,
Tess would need
that's
a
true.
Joel to survive.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And he still doesn't like him. I love how he
Yeah,
said he didn't
that's
really
so
like
cool.
him.
And I love the scene when they're eating, and Pedro Pascal is like, "Yeah, get the gun out of my face."
Yeah. And then it's kind of like a dig back at him. He's like, that fence has got maybe a year.
Yeah,
Boom.
it's
So that's
so
Joel
badass.
selling him.
And just eating,
Like,
not giving any Fs. I just saying, "Yeah, okay, I see what
yeah.
you're doing here. This is not holding up. Get the gun out of my face."
Yeah, I quite like that.
Yeah,
I really like that. And I loved seeing Frank and Tess because they're
yeah,
like two best friends. They're going off to check the house out. They're becoming really close, and you see the working of the music code, which I thought was really cool. So that's
yeah,
how they were using that. Lots of little Easter eggs like that I like, which tie back to other
yeah.
episodes. Helps build the world out and really connect everything together.
And it
For me.
goes for
I
those
enjoyed
two
that.
as well. They also recognize that they are the only ones who see color in the world, because
Yeah,
uh, Bill and Joel only see gray, black, white, gray, and they
yeah.
see colors and enjoy life. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, which is it's actually a different turn for Tess because in the first couple of episodes she seemed really hardened. But this was like a real soft side of her, which I guess alludes to she started to see hope in episode 2 before she got bit. She saw the hope in Ellie
Yeah,
being the deal and all that type of stuff. So it makes sense that going back quite a few years that she was someone with more hope and more openness to get out there and meet people. While still had hope in the world, I guess would be a better word to use.
yeah.
But what's Knox saying? So Knox said Bill could have left Frank a sandwich. I could have left him a sandwich, but instead he cooked him a 5-star gourmet meal and did a fancy wine pour. And Bill
Yeah,
stumbled
yeah,
back to his seat, flustered, and touched his hair. I was like, oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
I see where this is going.
yeah. See, I still didn't. I don't know. I don't think I really clicked for me until the hand on the shoulder. So I think you were ahead of me on that one.
Yeah, it did click for
Um,
me then, but I think the showrunners were pointing out that the moment that Frank had Bill's number was at the moment that Bill found Frank in the pit. Or actually, the photograph that often did on top of Bill's hair, where Frank is already out of the pit and Frank
yeah.
smiles just a little. Showrunner said that's when Frank had Bill's number. It's like, I see you. I see what you're about.
Yeah. That was it was very well done, well crafted, building their relationship. I think a lot of time, effort, and thought. And look, like I said to you the other day, it was like a film. It's an hour and 15-minute episode. Like
Yeah,
they put a lot into this episode, which is really quite clever. And you could kind of look at an episode like this objectively if you didn't watch it fully and just saw that it's kind of like a filler in the sense giving backstory about characters that aren't going to be in future episodes. But really, I think it does tie into the love theme of the show. People living, existing in the world. It shows that you can build an existence for yourself in this gloom and doom type world. And these two guys managed to do it. Managed to grow food and live and eat well and have art and paint and seen Frank paint and all those types of things
Yeah.
in such a depressing, what would be a depressing world. It's the complete opposite type of lifestyle to Frank, to Joel and Tess. They're living a completely hustling in a QZ, you know, freaking grinding type lifestyle. These guys are living the life essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
And did anyone mention Bill's wearing a mask when they first see him? I
Yeah,
don't remember
yeah.
anyone else having one on so far. Throw back to the game.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's
in the
just 'cause he was
game,
a prepper, right?
yeah, but also because in the game they have spores, so everyone wears a mask, and now you don't need any masks anymore. To be honest, I don't know why he wore one in the series, because spores aren't a thing. Maybe he's just doing it to be safe. I don't know.
The gas mark for sports. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine all the preppers who watch this, people who actually are preppers in real life watching this show being like, I knew it! I knew it!
Dude, I love when he said, the government are Nazis. Yeah, now they are.
Yeah. I love that. I can do 10 spools of high tensile aluminum. It should last the rest of your lives. Yeah, that was cool.
He just
You're so casual
looks
about
with
it.
one eye. Yeah, so casually. Looks with one eye. It's a casual flex.
Yeah.
And then he says, lives. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
see you. I see what's happening here. You don't
Straight
fool
up.
me. You don't fool me.
And what I really liked about that was Joel was like selling him on his value to him, because he knows that the only way to have someone like this help him was to show him his value. My value as a protector, my value is I can get you things. That's why you should have a relationship with me. And I think that was really cool.
And it's the same thing that Tess did to Joel, because Joel really wasn't up for bringing Ellie out and traveling with her. While Tess was already in believing Ellie. But she told him exactly what he needed to hear. And that's the fact that she's worth something.
Yeah. And that showed the value that he's like, okay, we can use this, because now his mission is to get to his brother, obviously.
Yeah.
Well,
But
whilst
Tess
he
was
gets to his
already about Ellie.
Yeah. Yeah, Tess was already all in. Like,
Yeah.
I think she was definitely all in. Knox says, the kiss got me emotional because Bill is a closeted middle-aged man,
Yeah.
shunned by society, who had never been intimate with someone he desires, yet he finally found someone in an apocalyptic world. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so well done.
Yeah. Bill never fully felt safe with someone. Sorry. Bill never felt fully safe with someone for like 40 years, and it's likely he was even able to accept his queerness because the world ended. Yeah, society wasn't around to condemn him. Yeah, what a story. Seriously. The way they did that and the way these guys acted it. Bloody hell. Like, very well done. This is the She-Hulk wedding episode of Josh. For those
Josh.
watching before, we've done
F Josh.
hashtag F Josh, survivalist.
Oh, not proper, but survivalist. Often felt offended.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
They said in the pod that they had plans to do Tess having a kid, etc. Right? Yeah, in the podcast they said that they were going to show a backstory to Tess having to kill her family. I think because they got bit or whatever, or shut the door on them or something. Which I thought would have been cool to see, but it's interesting to see. I've always admired this about the creative process, when they film these types of scenes and then don't and choose not to put them in, because I'd be terrible like that. I'd be like, add everything in. I want the full story. I want everybody to see everything.
3-hour episode.
Yeah, I'd be having 3-hour films and things like that, because I'd like, everybody needs to see. Don't you want to explore more into the world and learn more about it? So when they choose to cut things, it really, I always admire that process of making that decision to take something out as opposed to leave something in.
Yeah, but that's why the podcast, the HBO podcast with the writer and with Neil Druckmann and Greg Mason it's very awesome to hear right after the episode aired, because you get to hear all these stuff.
Yeah, you get to hear and in a way, by hearing it that way, adds more knowledge to you for the show that you're currently watching. Even though you don't get to see it, knowing that and kind of now knowing that Tess had gone through that, or that's how they were going to explain her backstory, makes
and
you
you
feel
hear-
even more for her character.
Yeah, and you hear how much they love the content or the source material, which is very
Yeah.
cool to hear if you love the game and love the series.
Yeah, which
Because
must
there's
be a
nothing-
shame for people.
Sorry?
Sorry.
No, there's
I
nothing
was just
worse
gonna-
than people butchering something you love.
Yeah, which is that's what I was going to say actually about what you hear about the Witcher. Unfortunately, I've
Yeah.
read a lot of things about them not caring about the source material and things like that. That must suck as a
Yeah.
fan to have that
Yeah.
happen to your IP. Knox says, "I love the transition from Bill being angry about the friends to him sitting at the table.
Him
He was
pouting.
dressed up too. Yeah, and he dressed up for it. That's true. He did dress
Yeah.
up for it. You know, Frank made him do it. Bill hated every second of it. Yet he
He
did
feels
it for
like a
Frank.
pouty kid. So it's, yet he's so capable in this world. So that's really a funny contrast. And
Yeah.
and so and yeah, he made him dress up and do his hair, and then he sits at the table with his gun at the at the guests.
Just to let him know.
Yeah, but I'm gonna bring my gun.
I think Joel would be able to take him though. Joel would have been able to take him.
Yeah, probably.
He's Mando for Christ's sake.
True.
Often says, I read there was a 2-hour cut of this episode. I don't remember
Ooh,
that.
I don't know.
I don't hear that. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Damn. Maybe if they do DVDs, extras, and things like that. But here comes the strawberry moment. Great screen grab by Often here because you see the joy that they have in eating
Yeah,
strawberries,
Yeah.
which is really well done. Even with the sun in the background, I love shots like
yeah,
that.
you can
with
see
the
that
sun
often
set.
really paid attention to the way that you normally do screen grabs.
Yeah, like Often, well done. This is like just below my level, but like nearly there. Like we're getting there. My underling. You're doing very well.
Yeah,
No,
keep the
that's a
grind
great
going,
screen
and in about like 10 years you'll.
Yeah. Keep grinding. Keep hustling. Keep hustling. One day you can always you can get there. I believe in you. But great screen grab. Andre's in the house.
Oh,
What's going on? Nothing worse than someone butchering something you love, like John's screenshots of
Yeah, so-
Andor.
so sometimes I censor myself because when I was saying nothing's worse than someone butchering something you love, I was thinking, well, okay, it might be worse if someone is butchering someone you love.
yeah, that would be worse.
Yeah, worse.
Damn you, Andre. You know what, Andre? Long
Long
comment
comment
guy.
guy.
Long comment guy. I'm coming for you. You better hop on your bike there. See the bike that you got on your screen? Your little avatar? Hop on that. Start riding, because I'm coming for you. Wax on, wax off. I love it. Amazing photos, Often. All the
Yeah.
practice paying off. Often's the man. He's a baller.
The practice paying off. That's such a douche comment.
Renz is my guy. He's got my back. We're Hawkeye and Eagerly, okay? We got this.
Dude,
See how I
how can you
noticed the
put
sun?
someone in his place by giving him a compliment?
Well,
You know what we do.
Yeah.
that's what we do. Shit. Get him, Renz. This was a great moment. This,
Yeah, it was.
I will say this moment here, like something as simple as getting strawberries in the garden or doing something like this, is a great way of showing love and relationship, like and their relationship, but also the fact that they could still get joy in a world like this. For me, this is what this episode was really all about: them getting to have a life. Like there ain't no way Joel was ever having moments like this in this ever since his daughter died.
No.
You know what I
true.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that's what life's
Tess would.
about.
Tess would. But I think he said that he got the seeds from Tess, right? Because this is the influence from Joel and Tess.
Yeah, so he traded a gun, and he's like, "Which gun?" And he's like, "The small one."
The blue one.
Often don't cry. Don't cry, Often. You know you're the man. You're the freaking my screenshots.
Spanner boy.
All seriousness, yeah. Come on, dog. You're the screenshot king. Come on. You are the screenshot king. This is another this is going to get more into that deepness of what we were talking about before, with them having their final day together.
Yeah, but
and doing all that.
before this, we get to see the Raiders, right? That's before this.
Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't even
and
add that.
and Bill got shot, and
Yes.
Frank needs to take care of him because I think the interesting thing about this is that this, if you only take the series into account, this introduces a new kind of enemy because Bill talks about the Raiders. So now you have Fedra,
Yeah.
you have all kinds of cordyceps mutations
Yeah.
or evolutions, and you have raiders, which
Mm-hmm.
makes sense, right? That people would raid anything that they come across. So you
Of
have all
course.
these, yeah, and you have the fireflies also. But so you have all these enemies to look out for. So that was cool.
Mm.
And another thing that was cool is that it kind of felt that first Frank was mentoring. It's double mentoring Bill and giving color to his life. And then Bill shoots into protection mode, and then his
Yeah.
value comes. But then he gets shot, and then Frank needs to take care of Bill. And to me, it kind of felt like Bill was going to die and Frank was going to live on, and they would change even more in the series.
Yeah.
So it's funny that they put that in because it put me on the, in Dutch they say on the wrong leg. I don't know.
Back foot. Back
yeah,
foot.
yeah.
It's on the back foot.
So that was a cool twist. And after that, you see the ALS kicking in on Frank.
Yeah.
And him,
Fast
deciding
forward
it's not
quite a
nothing
few
anymore.
years, right?
Yeah.
Fast forward. I left Often's comment up there. I was never afraid until you came along because that's a great line from the show.
Yeah, it was.
But also shows when you have something to live for, that's when fear comes in. Because when you feel like you have something that you want to live for, you have more fear about losing it. And I think that was a great line. And
Yeah, so the writers are explaining in a podcast that the theme of the series is love. And it's with love comes fear, and fear makes you do the worst things. So love actually creates the most beautiful and the most ugly behavior in men or in people. So that's what the
Yeah.
series is about, according to them. And
yeah,
it's what this line does also.
it does. It does. And it's so true because when you think you have nothing to live for,
Yeah.
you're not worried about anything. And the fact that that he does have that. Frank really saved Bill, I think, by coming
Yeah.
into his life.
Yeah.
For sure. Let's see. Knox says, Bill struggled to jog. Frank said, I have something to show you. And Bill's voice went as high
Yeah,
as he said, huh? And Frank said, not that. Classic. Damn, I should have put royalties on that Hawkeye clip. I could have got the Iron Man figures on this stream alone.
Yeah.
Thanks for the donation, Lukagi. We're putting your art out there to the world, sir.
True.
We're putting your art out there to the world. Hashtag Office Justice Lukagi. Oh, piss off. Lukagi is a true creative. He's an artist, though.
Yeah.
Hashtag support Lukagi. He's the man. Knox says the fact that Bill apologized for growing older faster than him, yet Frank.
Yeah, that too.
ended up
That
permanently
also-
ill. That's sad.
Got me thinking that he would die earlier than Frank. Weirdly enough.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. But hey, twists and turns.
Yeah.
They got to live, they got to have their life, and then comes the end. And this is the part you were talking about before, the romanticizing of the last day and doing all those things together. And
Yeah,
because
I
when
think
these guys
romanticizing with
talk
last
about it-
day is fine because when you have euthanasia, that can be a very beautiful moment. But romanticizing committing suicide with your partner, I don't think that's a good way to go. about
Yeah.
it.
Now, actually, going back to this next part, Knox makes a point. It was just sad that when Bill got shot, he was only concerned about leaving Frank alone.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a gripe with Bill on that. You've got a rifle, bro. Now, I've shot rifles before. You don't walk out into the
Yeah,
goddamn
me
middle of
too.
the street and
Yeah.
shoot a rifle. You get a position from the bedroom window or a window
Yeah,
on the
that
house.
seems
and
so
you snipe
dumb.
those mofos. Walking out, first of all, holding a rifle and shooting is extremely difficult to
Yeah.
be accurate,
Yeah.
you'd be much better perched on something to steady the weapon, because guns aren't light, and pulling a trigger or squeezing a trigger, not pulling because you got to squeeze the trigger, is a not easy task. So being out there in the dark, in the rain, shooting, you're begging to get shot.
Not only that,
It's
but
misleading.
the side you're shooting at is darker than you being lit up with all the fire. So you're like a sitting duck. So
Yeah.
I kind of soothe myself by saying, he's probably just a homeschool prepper, a survivalist. He's not a veteran, because veterans would have known that.
Yeah, veterans would know. You hide behind cover, perch the freaking weapon, and pick them off slowly. Come on,
Except
dog. Come
when
on.
you're in Obi-Wan Kenobi series and you're fighting stormtroopers, then it's fine to be out in the open shooting people.
Yeah, because they can't hit anything.
Yeah, you'll miss.
Big head mode, T-Rex hands. Often still there. Bloody hell. Royalties for... Oh, come on now. Royalties for the Kage.
And often.
Stop this. Stop this. How dare you? No, you guys are the best random strangers I've come across on the internet.
Randos. Randos.
Instead of we're not Mandos, we're Randos. Oh, man.
Dude, I guess we're lucky that he didn't even say you're the best NPCs I've come across on the internet.
NPCs. Bill was too influenced by video games. Yeah, he thought he could. No, Bill's just watched too much Star Wars. Thought he could just walk out there and take
Strafing and shooting. Yeah.
We are the Rando.
Rendowns. The Rendowns.
Rendowns.
Come watch the Rendown.
Oh, that's classic. Slow collab.
Randalorians.
Poor old Knox. Look, Knox, I want to apologize for us in advance. If this is your first time here, I just want to apologize for our behavior, because we do a lot of old jokes, and we're kind of like the MCU.
What?
We're like the MCU timeline. Like, you got to know what happened in the past to know what's
like
happening
that.
in the future.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything's interconnected. Okay, so we've kind of already talked about this last moment part and the meal and everything, and the theme that it's putting across. Now that you've mentioned that, I can kind of agree, but I'm still, I do get what you're saying. I do understand.
Yeah, and I totally get that. It's a luxury to not feel that it's not supposed to be
Statements.
entertainment content. But that's what I see every day. So
Yeah, I can understand that completely. Random Lorians. No, we're family now. This is the book club. Knox, also, you're part of the crew now. So if you're not back here next week, we will find you. As I mentioned, I have a particular set of skills, and some call me.
You know what we do.
Every time we
the
do
biggest
that,
load of nonsense.
We should do a little. Actually, I'm going to create a counter for how many royalties we owe Lakagi every time I play that clip.
And often,
Like a
we
show
also
count.
need.
Yeah, often. Well, often,
Yeah.
like, I look, I love often, and I treat him poorly because that's our relationship. Like, I could treat him mean to keep him keen in a way. He's my underling, and I'm schooling him in the art of photography, and he's doing very well. I'm very proud of him. He may just ban me from the stream. Don't ban me often. I love you. Oh, shit. If you're not back next week, we will find you. Yeah. I feel bad. Any new person comes in the stream, we will find you. Who would have thought? Look, in the rundown, guys, if you're here for the first time, you've just tuned in. We got 16 people live. This is big numbers for us, guys.
Yeah.
We're taking over the internet. I don't want it to get too big. If we hit 17 live viewers, the Matrix may come for us. So
Yeah,
we just
they
need to keep it on the down low. We've had some laughs. We've had some serious conversations. You get it all here, okay? You get some posing. You get some screen grabs. You get some, you get it all. You get Skeen and Andor. You get all those moments. You should get the premiere. Yeah, I did see that.
Oh,
the
you
premiere
should
Fall Guys.
get it.
Have it on the table, actually. Yeah, that'd be cool. Can I substitute my Sam Wilson cap when I get it and put that on the table? I think that's it.
You can.
I love this screen grab that you got often actually with showing Ellie get the gun because, as we mentioned before, she's been wanting to get a weapon this whole time.
Yeah.
She's shown her sadistic streak. I don't think it's. Do you think it's going to elevate into something else, her being more sadistic, or do you think it's just showing that she's just very different than his daughter because she's like the complete opposite of his daughter in that regard?
I think both. I think in episode 1 they set up that she's really sadistic, and it's not only sadistic, it's like an attachment disorder where she loves seeing how far Joel will go to protect her, and it's sadistic, and other than that, there's some stuff. Well, some things are in the game that you can't talk about, but I think, like I said, I think she'll be more capable than everyone thinks she is, even for those that have played the game, I think.
I'm thinking we see a backstory on her next episode. I feel like it's coming. A bit more of a backstory. I feel like they're going to delve into her history. I think so. I think so. Let's see. If it's true, next week I will start with the Hawkeye clip. Nox says, yeah, while I do disagree in glorifying suicide here, it's still a major problem in general. 13 Reasons Why horribly impacted the audience. It was so sad. Yeah, I never saw that, but I did hear a lot of uproar about that show.
It's the same thing. Of that series as well, I've seen the impact of it on people.
Yeah.
So that's why I dread things like this coming out.
And you think about that, like, all film impacts us like that to some degree. When I saw Iron Man, I wanted to be Tony Stark, and luckily, I fulfilled that premonition. I am now Tony Stark.
What's the problem?
I am Logan. I am Logan. Cool. So now I fulfilled that destiny. So
yeah, so that's why I never got to see Aliens, because I did get to see Aliens, but I wasn't allowed because I think my mom was scared that I would want a power loader and a spaceship.
And now you can. They can. Take that, Mum. Take that, Mum.
Take that.
Take that, Mum. She takes Frank's gun. I did not know it was Frank's gun, but I should have assumed.
Premier gun.
Damn.
Not just one from the wall. You will find out, yeah.
Damn you, often. Damn you.
Hashtag you will find out.
Damn you, Lakagi. You trolls. You trolls in the Matrix. Coming for me. I guess that was school, right? And the kids.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. John, at a certain angles that make that Mike looks like the Ming Merciless goatee. Does it?
I can't unsee it now. Ming the Merciless.
The Empire Strikes Again. You got a perfect name for dropping one-liners.
True.
Empire Strikes Again. You could drop one-liners and be like, The Empire Strikes Again. Got us. Damn it. Nox says, I love this little moment where Bill winked at Frank as he watered the flowers. The way Bill doesn't care for those things in general, yet does it for Frank, warms my heart. Yeah, look, moments like that. There's so much
Their relationship was perfectly done.
Yeah, it was.
That's cool. Yeah.
And they really, hearing the creators talk about it, they really emphasized in putting a lot of effort into making that episode. Only excites me more for the type of effort they're going to put into these future episodes coming up.
Yeah.
Now, this is the second last slide before we get on to the last one. I use one that often sent through, which ties more into the podcast, and you'll recognize it when I bring it up, Anthony. But let's just address Nox's comment first. It's sad to see Bill carrying Frank because he's older than Frank, and no doubt that must be taxing on his body. Yeah, and look, they did a great job of aging them up. Hey, I thought they did a really good job of aging them up and making them and showing that timeline of their growth together for sure.
Yeah,
good point, Nox. But then these guys get in the truck. I thought it was cool that she didn't know how to drive. Now I do know that that's different from the game, because in the game, doesn't she drive or something? She drives in the game. Don't you dare say you'll find out either often.
Yeah, we need to keep that in. You will find out.
You will find out Yeah, so that brings me to this. So the end of the episode. The game.
Yeah, this had me laughing. Okay. So, so this is the room where Bill and Frank committed suicide, and they told them not to open the door because you would find them. And the showrunners were talking about that they have shot a lot of open windows with curtains, because they were going to use it for every episode, and they never got to use it because it wasn't really as cool as they thought it would be. But but it does remind you of the game if this was reversed, I think.
Yeah.
Because the game starts loading screen, and then before you start and you can make your selections, it starts with an open window. But
That's interesting.
okay, so an open window and dead people is not a good combination. I can tell you from experience. If you've been dead for 3 days and you have an open window, the only thing you would hear if you would stand outside the door is zzzz, because there would be like a gazillion flies in the room. Because flies in 3 days, they can smell dead people from 64 kilometers distance, which is like 40 miles, I think. Yeah, which is like 40 miles. So every fly from 40-mile distance would have come to put their eggs inside the dead people. So you don't want to leave open rooms when you die.
Yeah, they that's where they, I guess it's so interesting seeing two different thoughts of process on for them. That there was a really I think they thought about doing it differently, more so for this, right? Having the window open for this moment, where you can look out the window. Very different way to look at it, not taking into accountability real life factors at all. Knox says, I had to look away when Bill sobbed on the couch. Nick Offerman did an amazing job.
He did.
And I was not okay. He did.
Yeah.
And just the facial expressions, even through the beards, you can tell. It's hard, harder to convey facial, I think, emotions when you got a big thick beard.
Yeah, it was August, and the outbreak is September, so it's like I think the 23rd or 26th, so it's like a month. But 3 days would have been a disaster already, let alone let alone a month.
It was 20 years after September 26th, so I guess at least a month. Yeah. Damn, but what an episode. Where's the show go from here? What will the next episode entail?
Often. Cue often. You will find
Too often.
out.
Don't you fucking do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. AJ says, I felt this episode a lot more than I thought I would going in.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, again, it shocked me because I had no idea what was going on.
I think no one expected this.
No one expected it. But I tell you, I will say, this is the great thing about art and TV. When they can stay within the realm of a world that people know and give you like expanding on the story in the world. Like I feel like the show in general has done a really good job at giving a first-time viewer to the story, like myself, a really open look into the world, and understanding that the theme is about love and showing it's almost like different stories of love interweaved into this horror themed storyline, a post-apocalyptic world. Very, very well done so far. And I'm personally really excited to see where it goes. I've done my best. I have not watched or checked out what happens in the story. I do not know what happens in the game, in the story. So that excites me, being able to finding out more from the show's perspective. I'm old, I'm satisfied, and you are my purpose. Crying, yeah, a lot of good lines. The satisfied part was, I thought, really well done. Awesome. I'm hiding my facial expressions behind my beard right now.
Behind your Ming the Merciless beard. I wish I have a beard.
Listen to this. Yeah, grow your beard back. Come on. Wish I have a beard. You don't have a beard, Renz? Grow it. Grow it, my pupil. Grow it, my son. Grow thy beard. Grow thy beard. Join the gang. Play the game, John, by order of the Peaky Blinders.
I never watched that.
That's a show. That's a good show. I I just never
tried.
finished it.
I really
Need to go
tried,
back.
but I couldn't get into it.
Couldn't get into it.
No.
First season. I watched the first season, and Sam Neill Sam Neill was so good in that. Damn, he was so good in that as that character. But that's it, guys. Let's give it a rating. So, out of 5 fungi, I think I'm 5 of 5 for episode 1 and 2. So, let's see where I am for episode 3. I need to rethink after the points you brought up and how I think about that now, because I was coming in to defend the story of love, and then you've gone and dropped a freaking bomb on me and made me think about. Because that's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother time.
Yeah, because I couldn't rate this because I really love what they've done, and how they've told it and how they played it. Love the music, direction, everything. But I don't think they should have made it. So that's I can't rate that.
Interesting. Hashtag grow the beard. Hashtag grow the beard. Do it.
Grow the beard.
Look, AJ's got a beard in his picture there. Look, do as you're
Yeah,
told.
he
Grow the
does,
beard back.
he does.
Do it. Do it. Nox says, I like how in the game Bill is warning for Joel, waiting for Joel. Warning for Joel if he keeps being shut in. But in the show, he was showing Joel how to live and find purpose, especially when it comes to protecting someone. Yeah. He did, and it really hurt Joel when Ellie read the letter to protect Tess. That was sad.
But it also gave him new purpose to protect Ellie.
True. Now he's like, I think he's going to be even more determined
Strawberry.
because he failed so many people. 3 out of 5. Bit of a filler episode for Empire Strikes Again.
It is the Empire.
It is the Empire. Missed the interaction. Do you work for Mila? Do you work for my daughter? She's the
It's
Empire.
the officer.
Missed the interaction between Bill and Ellie. Yeah, you didn't get that. 5 out of 5 crying
Crying
strawberries.
strawberries.
At this point, I'm just giving everything 5 out of
Yeah.
5 in the series.
And it does make sense, to be honest.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. The rundown 6. Oh, Renz, see, you got my check then. Thank you, sir.
You got my check.
He's always so
Paid promotion.
So supportive of us.
Paid promotion
Thank
in
you,
this
sir.
in this comment. Yeah.
Eagerly, the man,
The legend.
the legend, my guy, Eagerly. Oh, well, we're all caught up. I'm excited for tomorrow's episode, so I'll be able to watch.
Ah, it's tomorrow.
Wait,
That's
today's
pretty
Sunday.
cool.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's
And
tomorrow.
then the podcast right after.
Then the podcast right. I listen to the podcast while I'm working, and then I listen to
While
some
you're
other
working.
breakdowns.
Oh yeah, you can do that. You can do that.
Yeah. You know what? I've been wearing headphones so much lately that it actually starts to hurt my head.
That's not good,
That's how
John.
much. Yeah, it
not
hurts
good.
my ears. I got tiny ears as it is, but these like crushing my ears. That's why I have one off when I'm talking.
It's so
Can't have both
sensitive,
on at the
John.
same time.
From the inside and out.
I am a sensitive man. 1 out of 5. 1 out of 5 USB cables.
Iron Age Logan, USB-C. You got
How
beat by
dare you.
USB-C cable.
How dare you, you
You
bastard.
actually needed to call Mila for reinforcements.
5
Help
strawberries.
Daddy
Yes,
out.
Mexican. How dare you, Often? 1 out of 5? I'm with Often. This episode was great in the show story. They're telling, but I missed some of the game stuff that was cut out. Interesting. Yeah. Well, next episode. You guys who've played the game know where it's going to go. I do not. I'm calling that we get a flashback to Ellie. I think it's about that time that we see a flashback for her. We've seen. I'm calling it. Hawkeye calls it. Time stamp this. Mark it down. I'm calling it. Tomorrow we see a flashback, and we find out about Ellie. If I'm correct, Anthony will donate a figure to everybody in the chat. Thanks, Anthony.
There you
Guys,
go.
just put
being
your orders
overzealous
in.
again.
Just put your orders in. What figure do you want? Just put it in there. Anthony will prepare. Have them ready to ship because I'm going to be right come next episode. It's out of your toy store. It's fine. Just do it as a donation.
You get a toy. You get a toy.
The stuff later on from the trailers. Hope they do. Maybe they do. We will find out. You will find out. Damn you, all of you, bastards. You too, you bastard. Thanks for being here, Empire Strikes Again. Everybody,
Thanks
for
for
being
being
here.
here, man.
We're about to do our long ass outro where we say goodbye about 15 different times and then plug all the things we've got going on our channel. Anthony, why don't you kick it off? What do you got going up on your channel? If you haven't already, guys, go like, subscribe, do all the things to Anthony's channel, comment
Do
him,
all the
spam
things.
him, do the things to his channel. Do it. Abuse his channel.
Yeah, so I think Sea Dream talked me into making a video for the IC Customs bunker. So I might
Uh-huh.
do that. Oh wait, I can share it now. Wait.
Oh, yeah. Anthony
I
can
got
share
the
things
tech.
now.
I got the tech now. Wait. So that's the tech. So
Oh my
I think
God,
I'll do
Butch.
a video for that. But what I wanted to do is the video for Captain America, Sam Wilson, and Bucky.
Yes.
So
Please.
looking forward to do that one.
Please. I want. Look, these are the videos I want from you. I want a Mando, Joel, and Ellie video. Just do like 5 scenes or something. It doesn't have to be too big. Just get it for me. I want the Sam Wilson Cap and Bucky. Yes,
Yeah,
that'll
looking forward to
enable
that
me to
one.
get Bucky, and then I'll blame you, Talani, that so I can get it. Anthony made the video. I can't now. I have to do it. It's not my fault. I take no accountability whatsoever. Anthony forced me to buy it. All those things.
Radical
What else would I like
accountability.
to
I thought
see?
She-Hulk told you.
Yeah, she did.
No, not She-Hulk, but Emil.
Emil.
Radical
Yes,
accountability.
radical accountability. What else do I want from you? What's another video? I'd love to see a Chrome Mando. I'd like to see. I'm going to do a Chrome Mando. It's be interesting to see what you do.
No, you
because
don't
I
have to
haven't
do
done
it.
Chrome
No, you
Mando.
don't have to do it if you do it.
You can
It's the
still
same
do
as
it.
Mando, right? So
It is. I've done lots of
Yeah.
Mando already.
yeah,
I'm probably not going to do a video on just particularly on Mark 1, but I will do some photography with him and I will include him in an Iron Man. I'm going to start doing like Iron Man videos using different Iron Man figures, which I've already done before. So it's not just about a specific figure, so I can mix different figures in and give some display ideas, posing ideas, things like that for your display. So that will be coming.
yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
I just want to address Butch. We just ruined the entire episode for him. Butch,
Sorry,
one of
Butch.
our dearly loved channel members here. Butch, you are the man. 0 for me because I didn't get to watch the episode, but I enjoyed all the spoilers. Hey, Anthony, don't forget to showcase Loki before you showcase Sam, okay? Oh, that's right. Anthony will do a 15 pose showcase of Loki just for you, Butch. I think it was 15 poses, right? 30-minute
think it
video,
was
15
15.
poses.
Yeah,
Full
he's already
description.
he's already in storage. So I don't think I'll be doing
How dare you.
a Loki one soon.
You know what, Butch? I would never do that to you, just so you know.
Yeah, because John already did one. And if John's doing one, there's no need for me to do it again. Right?
Well, I mean, I would like to see it so I can steal more of your ideas.
Touche.
Hashtag get Anthony to 1K subs. If you haven't already, hop over to the Figure Posing channel.
Thanks.
Give him a sub because he is an assassin, and if you don't, he will find you. We are the beatdown crew, so just remember
Beat down
that.
crew.
Jacket Bros. Jacket Bros beatdown crew. But yes, guys, everybody for being here. What's this? Hey, Lani's here. What's going on? Oh no, it wasn't my fault. Birthday episode for Iron Logan
Oh,
next
that's
week.
cool.
Big 40 on Wednesday for him. Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you very much. If there's any jam donuts there, can you get one? Actually, no, don't. Don't get a jam donut. Don't do it. She's at the market.
Just get a hot toy instead of
If
a
you
jam donut.
No, she doesn't need to do that. I'm already out of control enough as it is. Yeah, so let's not do that. Let's not do that. 40 Logan. Hashtag 40 Logan. Yes. 40. Watch out. This is
Iron
my Sean
40.
Kemp for the basketball fans.
Yeah.
I think he was number 40. All you legends, thank you for being here. Thank you to
Yeah,
the
thanks.
new attendees today. Knox, thanks for being here. Loved your input. Hope to see you back next week and come along this journey with us. Empire Strikes Again was back. We had Ren's back. We got Lukagi back. We got the Spanner Boy himself often. The dude, AJ. I'm going to start giving everybody names. Sleeping Beauty was here. S-Beam was in the house. Back to work. Butcher's been working, grinding away. Andre popped in again. We miss you, Andre. Come back to us, Andre. Come back. Come back. If you're there, come back. We miss you.
Come back.
Who else?
No comment guy.
Everybody who chimed in. No, he's no comment guy now, bastard. Did I say Lukagi? Lukagi, how many royalties from this episode? Maybe we used it about 8 or 9 times. Let me give you one
Maybe.
more. Let me give you one more. Let me give you one more.
You know what we do.
Is that guy ducking away from behind the car? Can you do it again?
Let's just do it one more time.
You know what we do.
Oh,
what about this
I
one?
That's cool also. But
It's a
the Hawk
classic.
guy's better. Hawk guy's
I
better.
need more clips. Yeah.
Much more production value.
Legend. Yes. And sorry we let you guys down last week and we weren't here. It's all Anthony's fault. And I completely blame him. I do with everything. No accountability. I can change mine to Iron No Accountability, Logan. Renz was in the house. Hawkboy was in the house. Who else? I think that's all of us. I think that's everybody that chimed in. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Lani was in the house. Let's not forget. She'll
Yeah.
hopefully get me a jam donut. Hopefully not. He already has a few coming, Anthony.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
A few.
Sam's on his way too. So yeah, Sam's coming. Sam's coming.
I'm not spilling any
but you know
beans
how- you
because
know how we do.
snitches get stitches.
They do.
So I'm not
Just
talking.
blame me for being. It was definitely AJ's fault. It was AJ's fault. Hashtag blame Anthony. That's another good one. I like that. Hashtag royalties for Lukagi. Justice for Lukagi. F Lukagi. Okay? F Lukagi.
And F Josh.
And F
Just
Josh.
because.
And F him
just
too.
because.
Just because. Now, what I do want, Lukagi, is Anthony being a villain somehow. Something that he said. If we can find a clip of him saying something, being a villain, if you could get that, I would love to have a clip of that. I can just pop into the stream every now and then. 3 or 4 second clip, nothing too crazy. Him being a villain, that'd be great. And then Anthony will send you a hot toy figure for it. Let's get you started. All right, guys, that's it. We're logging out. We've been going on for too long. Peace out. Have a great weekend. Enjoy episode 4 next week. We miss you. We'll see you next week.